What is up, my good people? Welcome back to another charting session where we are going to be looking at the projections going into this week to come. We're going to gear up and get prepared for the market action coming our way this week of July 15th through, what is this? July 15th through July 19th. It's going to be an interesting week. Before we begin, let's go ahead and look at news. So this week we've got a lot of news to come, right? Monday, we've got 2 red folders. We got some more over here on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So it's going to be a busy week going into this trading week. There's going to be a lot of action. So we want to make sure we're prepared. It is 12:36 a.m. right now, Monday morning. So we're up a little late, but that's okay because we are prepping up for this market. We take this seriously. We want to make that dough, right? So we will, because we're going to take this seriously, right? Market is at all-time highs. Look at this. There's nowhere else above this. All-time highs over here in the market. And last week we saw a really big pullback. So that is going to be interesting as we're going into, some of our thoughts of what might happen in the week to come. Again, these charting sessions are not predictions, so to speak. These charting sessions are hypothetical ideas that we look at as to what may happen and what might occur so that we can be prepared when they do occur. So that's the benefit of marking up your charts, having a little preparation in the background so that you know that once price makes it to a point that you have spotted out to be of interest to you, you will be able to know what to do once it reaches that area. So that's what we're going to do today. And to begin, let's zoom in right here to our 4-hour dealing range. So we have the highs that we put in last week. We're going to go ahead and mark that off. And then we have the lows that we put in. Something else I like to do, especially with such a big range like this, is mark off equilibrium of the range. So let's go ahead and do that. We're marking off EQ, as they say. That's our EQ right there. I'm going to go ahead and mark that off as red. Okay, so EQ marked off. We see that there was a lot of action around this area too. So this might be a good point of interest just at first glance, but we will zoom in a little bit more. We have a 4-hour, we got our 4-hour fair value gap right here at discount of this range. We got discount of this range. Wrong drawing object. Wrong shortcut. Here we go. So that's what we got. A nice fair value gap at discount of this range. We might look to see price come back, enter here, and we might look for a change of direction once we entered this fair value gap. So we'll keep our eyes peeled once we get into here. Let's go ahead and zoom down to the 1-hour. All right, so on the 1-hour, we see a deeper level of this previous fair value gap. This is our 4-hour fair value gap, but we see it on the 1-hour just a little bit more tightly. So we'll just mark that off. This might become a pretty good area of interest for us as we come around this area. Let's go ahead and mark our range high and lows for the 1-hour time frame right here. This will probably be a significant area that will meet price in at least tomorrow, Monday. So we could see high, low. So in the interim, right, we might want to see highs reached out. Let me draw that out. We might want to see highs reached up for, right, on the 1-hour time frame. So if we come in the morning, we see highs are taken. This might be a good opportunity, though, if we see the sweep, to maybe keep our eyes open for any shorts. We might look for any imbalances that the market may have left behind. We see this one right here. If price somehow gets up here before filling this out, then we might want to look to see price come back down here. But more than likely, we'll probably see price do this. Probably come up, fill out this gap here, to go ahead, take out these gaps, right? Probably like a low right down here probably, and then come out, take out and sweep these these points of liquidity. So that's what we could possibly see. I'll go ahead and leave that there so y'all can screenshot that or something, see if that ends up happening, playing out as I said it. So that's what we have on the 60-minute time frame. Let's go to the 30-minute. Let's just peruse the 30-minute just a little bit. Okay, so on the 30 minutes time frame, we see a lot of similarities to what we were talking about on the 60-minute. We have a fair value gap. That price went ahead and created a high in right over here, right? So if we're looking for a place where we might be thinking about shorts, this possibly might just be it. But of course, it depends on the speed and the displacement that the market is displaying to us in these moments, because the market could definitely just be pushing up and go up to our higher time frame highs up here. So of course, we are just observers in this market. We will react, we won't predict, but these are also just possible ideas of what might play out. So we're just going to gear up and be ready in case those things do transpire. So of course, we mark that off, that fair value gap. We see this one as well, all on the 30-minute. Of course, there's this one right here in this range. We're currently dealing in this right now. We will keep that in mind. But for the most part, that is what we can look forward to in the market. I'm zooming out a little bit on the 30-minute time frame. And depending on where we start in the New York session, I might be bullish going into the day, because if we break down and take out these lows, right, and we go and settle into this fair value gap, we will be in discount of this range, and so this would be looking pretty good for some longs. But of course, we're coming off of a week where the market had a pretty big pullback. Of course, there's a lot of lows to look for at the bottom. The market may be needing to balance out, and we have a lot of lows, a lot of fair value gaps to the bottom that we might see price just propel down toward. We might be starting on a bigger time frame, on a bigger scheme of things, a sell side market maker model right here. We might see a sell model beginning right here. This could be those highs. We could come up to this liquidity up here, this PD array, and then we could see things like this starting to play out. Where the market just goes ahead and topples to the downside, right? But this would obviously play out most likely in a few weeks, probably not all the way all through this week, but we might see something like this going into this week. So depending on where we are, we could be bullish for a certain amount of time, just to become bearish in the long scheme of things. Of course, it could also play the other way, right? And we could just continue in this bullish cycle that we've been in for a few months now. That would be great. Be great for the stock portfolio, right, as well too. But we know that what goes up also has to come down sometimes. So we'll keep that in mind. But great little preparation that we've done here today. We will have our eyes peeled and we'll be prepared once the market starts in the morning in the New York session as well. So or depending if you're trading the London session or the Asian session, it all depends on where you're watching this as well too. So you'll have some preparation and something to keep in mind as you are on these charts and you're making sound decisions. So I hope this video helped. I hope this gives you a little bit of something to look forward to and something to add to your arsenal. So with that, we'll end the video and I will see you guys in the next one.